Hey, yo,
Yo, what's
ladies and
up?
gentlemen, we are officially almost at the halfway point of the NCAA football season. And intro won't be long today, man. We got some important stuff to talk about. This is a huge weekend in college football. So,
It
without
is.
further ado, my name is Corey Hilliard, and the man next to me, Brandon Hill, aka B Hill, aka B. We got a house divided. This is your first time. Mi casa, su casa. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Hey, either is this your first time or you've been here before, we gotta go over the house rules. B,
You guys already know what time it is around here. Go ahead, if you aren't already, jump down there and hit that subscribe button, guys, so you guys can be up to date. Another thing, hit that notification bell. That always helps us with all our notifications, everything, getting our new content out to you guys. Another thing, if you don't mind for me, go ahead, hop down there in that comment box. We would love to hear from you guys. We want your feedback, good or bad. And the best thing is always, if you like your content, if you like what you're seeing, there's that thumbs up button. It's right there underneath this screen. Go ahead and hit that for likes. That helps with the algorithm, another way for us to get out there to you guys. Boy, as you kind of said, Corey, we do got us a show today, man. We got us
yeah,
going into
buddy.
week 6 in college football. It's enough of the pretender stuff. If you're undefeated at this point in time and you're up there in the rankings, you got something to play for right now. This first game that we got on the docket tonight is going to be the number 8 Tennessee Volunteers going in to Death Valley. Now, it's not going to be a night game. This game is at 11 a.m. It's on ESPN. You got Tennessee at -3. You got Hooker that's been over there absolutely balling. I mean, LSU, though, after that one loss that they had and everybody was jumping off the Brian Kelly bandwagon and everything else, they've actually turned it back around and handled their business lately. They made that change at quarterback. I can't remember the guy's name. You'll have to help me with this one, Corey. What is that
Daniels.
quarter? Daniels. They made the change to Daniels, and ever since they've made that change to Daniels, they've done nothing but win football games. So this one right here, it doesn't surprise me that Vegas has Tennessee winning, but man, they don't have them winning by a whole lot. 3 points, that's almost a pick 'em dang near. So, with that all being said, and everything that I've said, and how high I am on Tennessee and everything else, I got the upset in this one, Corey. I got LSU pulling off an upset against the
Whoa.
number 8 Tennessee Volunteers. I might eat crow come Monday whenever we do the show, but man, I got LSU at home and they're underdogs. I mean, man, they're gonna come out there fighting. Brian Kelly's gonna have them boys ready. I got LSU winning this game. What do you
Oh
got?
man, I definitely think you're gonna be eating some crow, bro. I'm bought in on this Tennessee team. I'm
Okay.
just being 100%. 559 yards a game is what they're putting out there. 365 passing, 193 rushing. The quarterback Hendon Hooker is an absolute baller. They're only giving up 407 a game. Now LSU's giving up 293, so they got a little staunch defense over there at LSU.
Right.
I think this is going to be a tough test. I can see why the line is 3. Any time of the day, playing in Death Valley is one of the top 5 college venues in all of
Absolutely.
America. So the fact that it's an 11 a.m. game, don't think it's going to be easier because it's not a night game in Death Valley. That place will be rocking. I agree with you there. But I just think that Tennessee right now is just on another level. Um, and
Hey,
I look LSU. They got jumped out on early last week in Auburn. Now the game was in Auburn, but Auburn's not that good of a football team, and they were down 17-0 before they can even blink. So I'm taking Tennessee. I think they'll cover the 3 points.
okay.
Um, yeah,
This
I
was
got I
this
got I got belief in Hendon Hooker, dog. That dude's
I
balling.
I do too as well. I just think that all great things must come to an end. I really do. I mean, Alabama is still the cream of the crop in the SEC, and we got a game that we're going to talk about with them here in just a little bit. But I don't know, man. We'll see. They might if Tennessee wins this game, they're going to make a big believer out of me. I already believe in them, but I just think this is one of those games you get caught slipping. LSU is going to get because they're playing some pretty good defense. I
I
would
think
argue that it's probably one of the best defenses Tennessee's faced so far.
it is 100%, but I think Tennessee's smart enough to know.
Okay.
Everybody's talking about this a trap game. The third Saturday in October is next Saturday, right, against Alabama. So they
Right.
don't want to. They want that game that's going to be in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. They want that game like the biggest show of the year, and they're not going to let LSU screw that party up for them. I don't think. I think they're focused.
That's okay. Okay, we shall see. That was another reason why I'm glad you brought up that Alabama game being the next week, because that was one of the reasons. Not only that it's at LSU, but that was one of the reasons I'm like, ooh, that could be kind of one of those games where you're looking ahead a little bit, man.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. We don't know. It'll be interesting though, and I'll definitely be tuned in to watch that game. Another game that we got on the docket, man. This one right here. If you would have told me before the season starts we were going to be talking about this game come week 6, I'd have slapped you crazy. TCU at Kansas. Number 17 TCU at number 19 Kansas. Both undefeated teams, by the way, in the Big 12.
Twilight Zone.
The spread in this one is -6.5 TCU. It's an 11 a.m. kickoff. Fox Sports. I think Big Noon Kickoff's going to be there, or ESPN Game Day. One or the
Game
other.
Day.
Is it Game Day? Okay.
Yeah.
So you got Game Day in Lawrence, everything else, all the festivities. I mean, that quarterback, I believe, is it Daniels? Is that his last name? I think that's the guy's last name. Jalen Daniels. He's been playing very, very well up to this point. But look at who they've. And on the other side, flip side, look at who TCU just played. And look at what TCU just did. I'll be honest with you. This 6.5 point spread, you might think it's a little high, but I think this week TCU is going to go in there to Lawrence, and I think they're going to beat Kansas, and I got them covering that 6.5 point spread too. I think they're going to win by at least a touchdown, Corey. It's been a magical season for Kansas, and I'm not saying that they're just going to fall off the wheels. But I think TCU, with those receivers, that running back they got, Max Duggan's playing at an all-time high level this year. I think he's got one of the best QB ratings in the nation right now.
He does.
The dude's playing absolutely out of his mind. So I'm going to pick TCU in this one. I think they're just a little better. But it's gonna be a barn burner. 7 points ain't a blowout or anything, but they're gonna cover.
No, I definitely got them covering too. I mean, if you look at the stats, TCU's scoring, they're putting up 549 a game, 420 for Kansas. TCU only allowing 368. Kansas is allowing 384. Basically, they got them beating both compartments. They're putting up more yards per game than Kansas, and they're giving up less yards a game than Kansas. I think they'll cover. I think it'll probably be like a 10-point win. I could see TCU winning by 10. I think this is the week that Kansas comes back down to earth. I'm cool to see that atmosphere on game day. I think that's going to be lit. First time ever being in Lawrence, Kansas for ESPN Game Day. So you know that crowd. You know how they show off for basketball games. You're going to get that Allen Fogg field house feel during game day and at the game, man. It's going to be a big one. But I'm all in agreement with you, bro. Duggan, the quarterback, those receivers over there at TCU, they're big, they're physical. They go up, they high point the ball. Little fun fact for you, the offensive coordinator for the TCU Horned Frogs is Riley's little brother, the former coach at OU, now at USC. So he comes from good pedigree as far as offensive play calling.
That hurts even worse after what they did.
You didn't know that?
Week. No, I didn't. I didn't catch that. Nobody mentioned it during the game or anything. So heck of a stat there, man. I didn't know that one. Oh man, but yeah,
I got TCU too. So
okay, we're both in agreement there. This next game that I got on the docket here, Corey, is Texas A&M at Alabama. Now, if Bryce Young was playing, I probably wouldn't even have talked about this game because it wouldn't even have been thought of to be brought up. But, man, they got Jalen Milroe. Now, he's a very capable backup quarterback. He's very good. I think he'd started almost any other program in the nation other than the ones that have those dudes at quarterback. So, I mean, I'd love to have him at Oklahoma right now. We just don't. But, man, I just see it as a sneaky trap game. The spread on this is -24. It's a night game. It is in Tuscaloosa, though. They're not going to Kyle Allen Field, not doing all that. So they are in Tuscaloosa. So that's still, I might eat crow on this one too, because I don't got Alabama covering that 24-point spread. I don't. I have Alabama winning, but only by 2 scores. So I think it's going to be a little closer than folk. Now, if Bryce Young was playing, easy 30-point win. They're going to blow Jimbo Fisher up out of town. Jimbo's going to get his rest of his contract bought out. He's going to get fired tomorrow. But I just don't think that's going to happen like that. I think Texas A&M is going to keep it tight, and I think Bama will pull away, make it a 2-touchdown lead by the end of the game. What's your thoughts?
Look, we're both in agreement that Alabama's going to win, but I definitely got them covering. This A&M team is too up and down. They lost to Appalachian State. They lost to Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a good ball club, but they're just way too inconsistent for me, man. Way too inconsistent.
That's
even
fair.
with Bryce Young out, the Jameer Gibbs, the running back, that dude, baby Alvin Kamara, I call him. That dude's filthy. You saw last week when they played Arizona, the backup quarterback came in. I forget his name, number 4. But shoot, he balled out. He was out there running around. He looks like the next big thing at Alabama whenever Bryce Young leaves. This team is stacked. We talked about this preseason. It's one of the most stacked clubs that Alabama's ever had.
Not at the receiver position. Just not at the receiver position.
Everywhere else they're good. I definitely got them covering.
And don't get me misunderstood. I'm not saying they're trash at receiver. I'm just comparing it to years past Alabama. That's all I'm saying. That's a high standard over there, and they're not there. But they can. I mean, Bama can still win a national title with this team. Facts, 100%. I'm a big, but that's why they were my preseason pick to win it all. I mean, they are tough. So you got Alabama.
Don't forget about
winning.
the preseason, the media scuffle that Fisher and Saban had when Saban called out A&M for buying their whole recruiting class. You remember that?
I mean,
he wasn't
lying.
Jimbo Fisher comes out and
he wasn't lying.
Pretty much called Satan the devil. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. But that's ever since that happened, Nick Saban had this game circled, especially because they lost to him last year. A&M pulled an upset last year in College Station. Saban is not gonna. He's gonna pour his heart and soul into this one, buddy. I'm telling you, he's gonna want to embarrass Jimbo Fisher.
He better. I mean, I'm with you there. I mean, you kind of making me want to change my little pick, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna stick with it. 2 touchdowns. That's what I got Alabama. I don't got them losing. I just got it being a little closer than what people think. I mean, nobody expected Missouri to pull up in there and do what they did against Georgia. So you never know in college football. I mean, backup quarterback, night game, it's prime time, CBS. I mean, you never know. That's all I'm saying. You just never know. I could be wrong, though, and Bama could blow them out by 40, so you never know. The next game that we got on here, though, this is an interesting one to me. This one, I was scrolling through them, and I was like, man, this is going to be a fun game to watch. This is a Fox 2 p.m. game. You got number 11 Utah at number 18 UCLA. That quarterback for UCLA, a 5th-year senior, Thompson Robinson, dude, he is starting to figure it out under Chip Kelly. What is this? I think this is his 2nd or 3rd year under Chip Kelly, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
He's starting to figure it out, man. Chip Kelly's got them Bruins humming right now. I mean, they're 5-0. You see what I'm saying? They're 2-0 in the conference right now. They've not really played anybody up to par with the Utah except for Washington. Whenever they beat them last week, the Huskies were ranked number 15 at that time, and they beat them 40-32. This Utah game is going to be a lot tougher than that Washington game was. Utah's one of the cream of the crops in the Pac-12 other than USC. -3.5 on this one as Vegas likes Utah. Me, I like UCLA. At home. Chip Kelly, big game. This is another big game that they can go out there and just kind of say, we're here in the Pac-12 this year. We are here. So we've been waiting for UCLA to kind of get over that hump. We've been thinking, what is this? I said 3rd year, 4th year for Chip Kelly. He's starting to get his guys that he has in there that he's recruited. He's getting them developed. I'd be scared if I was Utah. And this is your preseason pick for the Pac-12, but I would be very nervous if I was Utah in this game. Very nervous.
Yeah, look,
What do you,
as them being my preseason pick, I'm gonna take them to win and cover the 3.5. But I am not confident whatsoever. I'm glad you brought that up. This was my preseason Pac-12 champion.
yeah.
Um, I can totally see UCLA winning the game. Dorian Thompson, 1,211 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. The dude is out of his mind right now. Chip Kelly has that old offense that we forgot about when he was at Oregon and Philadelphia.
That
It's
spread.
back, man,
That
and he's
spread.
still coaching his butt off. The only
Mm.
thing for me for UCLA, it is a home game, and they don't turn out a good crowd at the Rose Bowl where they play all their home games at.
I
So,
bet you they will on this one.
you
I
think
bet
so?
you this. I bet you this. Fox
Uh,
2 p.m. I bet you they will.
They better,
I,
man.
they bet.
Honestly, I
My
wouldn't
God,
be upset if UCLA won, bro. I like the club. I like them as a team. I wouldn't be
they're
upset if they
fun.
won,
They're
but
a
I'm
fun
sticking with
looking
my
little
preseason
team.
pick.
Okay, and as I would expect you to. I would have probably called you out if you picked UCLA on that, but that's why I had to throw in that little nugget before I even said anything about that.
Yeah, I know.
USC's winning this conference, though, man. I hate to tell you that, but we'll see.
I don't know.
You got anything else on this game? I think we kind of covered everything. It's going to be it's going to be a fun game to tune into and watch. You good?
I agree. No, I agree.
Okay. This next one, man, I saved it for last for a reason. I'm not happy about this game.
Let's talk about it.
I'm not happy where my Sooners are right now, man. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Dylan Gabriel, but honestly, I don't know if that even matters. Do I want Dylan Gabriel out there? I think it's getting to that point now to where it's like, we're not going to win the Big 12. We're not winning the national championship. I mean, we're playing to make a damn bowl game this year, dude. So at this point, I say you throw the freshman in there, Nick Evers. He was a 4-star blue chip recruit. Give the guy a chance. Give the kid a chance. You don't know what will happen. We got this game at -9. It's an 11 a.m. kickoff on ABC.
-9.
-9 Texas.
Ooh, wee. It started at like 7 or something, so a lot of money's coming in.
Well, Ewers, Quinn Ewers is going to make his return in this game. He's supposed to be back.
Okay.
So that is that's why the spread went from the 7.5 up to the 9 that it's at now. I expect it to be closer to 11.5 come game day, depending on who OU starts at quarterback. I think
there's a slim chance that Gabriel might play, right? They're saying there's a shot.
I mean, they're not saying that it's not going to happen. I haven't heard one way or another, so really no news is good news. Like I said, though, Corey, Dylan Gabriel or not, man. I mean, the season.
Are you picking Texas?
Dude, I am.
Whoa.
This one, yeah. Shocker. I mean, this is just literally, that's where I'm at with the state of my Sooners right now, man. That's where I'm at. I just think, I mean, have you looked and seen what the guys did the last 2 weeks against our defense? I mean, let's just be real with ourselves. Bijan Robinson's over there licking his chops, my man. Xavier Worthy is over there like, did you see number 0, Woody Washington, against them TCU receivers last week? Did you see them? And them TCU receivers are good, but they're not Xavier Worthy, my friend. They're not. They're just not. And I mean, our D-line can literally get pressure on nobody. I mean, the first 3 weeks, we look like world beaters out there. These last 2 weeks, we can't buy a freaking sack. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm putting all of those things together. And especially if we're rolling out there with that 3-4 defense that freaking Brent Venables has been running this year, I respect the man for sticking to his morals. Don't get me wrong. He's a 3-4 defensive guy. That's what he coaches. But, dude, you don't have the freaking players for a 3-4 scheme. You just don't. And I'm as Corey, you know, I'm as diehard of an OU fan as you're going to find out here these days. I love my Sooners. I ride with my Sooners. And I'll still be cheering my Sooners on. But being a host on this show and talking on this show, I have to be realistic too, Corey. I have to. I can't just sit here with my right mind realistically and think that the Sooners are going to win this game. My heart wants to say the Sooners are going to win this game, but my mind, realistically, looking at the stats, looking at everything that's in front of me, I got to go with Texas, but I don't got them covering that -9. I
Okay,
got it
that's
being,
fair
I got it
enough.
being closer than what people think, but I don't got them covering that 9. That's my points. What do you got?
I want everybody to see the hat that I'm wearing. All right, I wear this proudly. Okay, so this is gonna make a lot of Oklahoma State people probably upset if they watch the show, and it's gonna make a lot of people from OU like, okay. Not all OSU fans hate us because I am definitely taking OU for the outright win. They will cover, they will beat the spread, they will win. And I'm going to tell you why. There's this little thing in sports called psychology. These
Okay.
guys have heard for the past 2 weeks, especially this past week, the way that they lost, just getting the doors blown off of them. If you're any kind of competitor, which I know Brent Venables is,
Right.
what's the strength coach's name?
Smitty.
Schmitty.
Smitty.
All of those coaches that they brought in, the culture change, right?
Right.
Nobody said this was going to be easy. A lot of people thought it was going to be easy, okay? But if you're in that building in Norman, you know that it wasn't going to be easy. And now is the time to come together as a team when everybody's doubted you. Everybody's throwing you away to the wolves. They're throwing you, they balled you up, they threw you in the trash. And what better time as an OU Sooner to galvanize the troops, huddle everybody together in that building. The outside noise doesn't matter.
Right.
Stick with me. Let's get better. Let's just work this week and let's show up to a game that nobody's giving us a chance to win. With all of the Wanye Morris, all of the injuries, no Dylan Gabriel possibly. Why not come out and shock the world, or at least all of the Big 12 and people who care about this game, and beat up on Texas? Because Texas ain't, they're 2-2
3-2
or 3-2.
3-2.
It's not a team to be scared of. They're not ranked either. They had the one game, their best game was a loss. That's their best game. Oh, you should have all the confidence in the world that over the years, psychologically, they've had Texas's number, and they're going to show them and be a perfect way to embarrass them. On our downest year, on our toughest times, we can still beat y'all. And I think that's a mentality that they have to ride with this week. They have to figure it out, simplify things, come together as a team, screw everybody on the outside, and let's go beat Texas in Texas like we usually do every year around this time, for the most part. Okay,
Hey.
so I'm riding with OU.
Okay, I like it.
I just gave you my best coach speech for your team and your club.
I like it. I like that. No, I like it.
I hate Texas.
I do too, man. Trust me, I do too. I have a burning freaking passion to hate Texas. I mean, I go for every other Big 12 team in the bowl games. I don't go for Texas. Whoever Texas is.
But do you feel me on that? The sports has a weird way of working, bro.
It does, and it also does have a weird way of working to where when things are supposed to go a certain way, they typically go that way sometimes. So I'm just looking at it. I mean, they're gonna get Quinn Ewers back. They're gonna get. I mean, they're coming in loaded, man. Texas has got players. Yes, they're 3-2. We're 3-2. But if you put our schedules side by side, Texas has had a tougher schedule than we have. Point blank, period. I mean, I'm just saying. So, I don't know. It kills me, man. It really does. It kills me as an OU fan to pick Texas, but I can't pick Oklahoma right now after what I've seen these last 2 weeks. So, all you Oklahoma fans out there, I'm a Sooner fan too. We need to wake up. Come on. Like, let's freaking go. I mean, I really hope that you're right, Corey. I hope I'm wrong on this pick. I will eat every single bit of crow on this pick. I'm going to be cheering my Sooners on. It's always F Texas every week. But I just got to be realistic on this one. And it killed me to do it, but that's where I'm at with it.
I just think the way they've been beat down, before we continue, the way they've been beat down, They're just not going to take this line down. I just have a feeling, man, and I
Hey,
hope when we come back
we're,
next week, I hope I get to say I told you so.
I hope you
So
do too, man, because I'll be happy. That'll make my day. It was a rough weekend last weekend for your boys. So I mean, even with my Vikings winning, I lost in fantasy by like 2 points. I freaking sit here and my Sooners got blown out. I mean, it was rough. And then today I pick up freaking Naheem Himes for freaking
oh,
Jonathan
that dude
Taylor
stumbled
being
off
out.
the field just now.
First series gone. I'm like, bruh, you can't write this stuff, man. I did what anybody that's in fantasy football, just a little nugget here for fantasy football. Anybody that's in fantasy football, you got Jonathan Taylor. You was going for Hines. I mean, if you wasn't, you don't know what the hell you're doing in fantasy football.
Yeah.
So I did want to end this show off tonight, though. I kind of wanted to just give our updated top five. We'll just do the top five. That's kind of easy to pick our top five teams right now. And then I also want us to give our conference winner predictions. We gave it at the beginning of the season. Let's see if we still believe with that pick or if we think that it's changed maybe a little bit. Okay?
Okay.
So the top teams that I got, the number one team, of course, overall, I got Alabama. No doubt. I mean, that's a for sure. That's easy. Write that one down. I think everybody does. The number two team, though, however, I am going to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes, man. They've just been a little more consistent. They've been a little bit better. And this is like razor thin close because I got Georgia at number three while I'm explaining all this. But Georgia last week against Missouri, they looked beatable. They did. They looked beatable. Now, that could have just been a fluke week. I mean, every championship team, if you go back and look, they always have one of those weeks to where it's a tough game. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know the history of Missouri and Georgia. Does Missouri play them tough every year? You know what I mean? It's one of those things, and it was a conference game, so maybe I'm overlooking it. But
Conference night game on the road. Those are tough.
But Ohio State at this point, I mean, I think we both agree on this. They've just looked better than Georgia so far. Number four, I'm going to have the USC Trojans in there, man. I got the USC Trojans. Caleb Williams is playing like a Heisman Trophy winner this season. He's had that one bad game against Oregon State, and then they've kind of picked it up from there. So I've liked what I've seen from USC. I absolutely hate Lincoln Riley's guts. I don't hate Caleb Williams, though, so I wish the best for that guy. But I got USC at 4. And my number 5 team, I got the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I got the Pokes. I got the Pokes in there at 5 right now, man. I mean, people are going to ask, why'd you leave Clemson out? Why'd you leave Michigan out? They haven't shown me nothing. I mean, Clemson beat NC State. Okay. You see what I'm saying? I just think if you put them on the field head to head, I think Oklahoma State's D-line, their defense, and just everything. Defense wins championships. So I got Oklahoma State as my number 5 team. That number 6 team, though, looking on the outside, looking in, is going to be your Clemson Tigers. They're right there in y'all's heels, but I got y'all at 5. What you got?
Oh, man, that was pretty good. That's close to what I got. I got Alabama number 1, of course. I kind of went back and forth on this one, just thinking about it. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Georgia at number 2. Okay. I'm going to do Ohio State at number 3. You could easily flip-flop those. I think you had Ohio State above. I just, Ohio State had that the week 1. It was a week 1 game, but, Notre Dame took them to task a little bit in that first half. And Notre Dame's been just average. So, look, if Notre Dame can do that in the horseshoe, then I got to put Georgia over Ohio State. Now, you can say the same thing about we just talked about it, Georgia, Missouri, but I'm going to stick with that. Clemson at number 4. I think Clemson knows who they are at quarterback now. DJ playing better. I think they're just, if you got them on the field with a Georgia or Ohio State, they compete. At number 5, I got my Oklahoma State Cowboys. Number 5. I almost didn't put them in. I was going to put Michigan in. I just think that we know who we are a little bit better than they do, too. They've had a quarterback change. They had a quarterback battle all throughout camp, and then after 2 games, they finally switched. And so the new one that they got in there is still a little raw. And we're just we're more experienced team. So Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma State. And then on the
Okay.
outside looking in, Michigan and USC, I would tie them at like 6. You can that's a
Okay.
pick 'em to me.
Okay, that's fair. The only reason why I had USC in there over those other ones is simply just because of the quarterback play.
Yeah, that dude's special, man.
I
That
mean,
dude's
and
special.
that being one of the most important positions on the field, no matter what the hell league you're in, if you're in the NFL, you're in college, you have the quarterback, you have that dude at quarterback, and then you have Lincoln Riley. Like I said, as much as I hate that guy, he's a hell of a quarterbacks coach and he's a hell of an offensive coordinator.
Yep.
So, and they got Jordan Addis. I mean, they got weapons over there, dude.
They got a
USC is
squad.
they're looking good. They look
Mhm.
good. I got to give it to them. So.
Yep.
That's why I had them over a Clemson or over an Oklahoma State. But other than that, y'all have advantages all over the other parts of the field for them. You see what I'm saying? Like defensively, teams can you can score on USC. Those other two schools a little harder to score on. I'd say Oklahoma State and then Clemson after that. But that was where I'm at there. So as far as our conference winner predictions, let's kind of go through this on the Power 5 conferences here, and then we'll close this thing out.
All
but
right.
we got the SEC. We both picked Alabama at the beginning of the season to win this conference. I'm not changing that. I think we were spot on right there. No disagreements. I mean,
we all got a little drunk off of Georgia after they washed Oregon, but I think we all came back down to earth and
that was the easiest one. That was the easiest. Yeah, we did. We were thinking Georgia, this and that, and then Nick Saban just said, "Yeah, just wait.
Just wait a sec."
The next conference that we're going to talk about is the ACC. I'm going, if you can't tell, I'm going in the ones that were just like, duh.
Yeah.
Clemson, I think we both had Clemson in this conference as well.
Both
my opinion's not changed. Clemson's already beaten the other top teams in the conference, minus Florida State, if you want to throw them in there as a top team in the ACC. But they've already beaten those other teams, and they're going to handle Florida State. And nobody, I mean, unless they have one of those games like an Oklahoma versus an Iowa State or something like that, I don't see it happening.
Nope.
The next conference, though, where we had a little different, we had the Big 12. I had Oklahoma, and you had Oklahoma State. You looking gold and gritty in this one right here, man. I mean, you look great. You had the Pokes. The Pokes are looking really, really good. These are one of those at the midseason. I'm going to change my pick of Oklahoma. I don't think that they're going to pull off Sooner Magic and go on a run and make it. I don't see that. They might surprise me, but not going to happen. So I got Oklahoma State as my mid-season prediction on that one. So I am going to change it, and I'm going to agree with you on that. The Big Ten. I believe we both had Ohio State in this one, too.
We both did.
This one's probably the closest conference out of all the other conferences just because of the teams that are at the top. You're going to have Michigan. You're going to have Ohio State. It's going to be one or the other right now. With C.J. Stroud and Jigba. I mean, their running game, Emeka Egbuka, they got weapons just all over the field. And I don't see Michigan being able to keep up with that, especially in the horseshoe. So I got Ohio State winning this one just like I did at the beginning of the season as well. What about you?
I'm going to do a little 1-2 switcheroo here. I'm going with Michigan now. I'm going with Michigan. I think if that quarterback that they just put in, if he figures it out, I can see them competing in the horseshoe. Not too much turnover on both of these teams. And last year they played 42-27, I believe was the final score. So I think it'll still be a competitive game.
I just want to throw something out there, though. Ohio State's been blowing out these teams they played the last few weeks. You know they've been doing that without Henderson, right? Their running back, Travion Henderson. The dude's coming back.
They're also playing like Rutgers and
Wisconsin was on there, though, and they blew the doors off
fired their coach. They just fired their coach.
Man, all I'm saying is ever since that 21-10 game against Notre Dame, Ohio State's done nothing but blow the doors off everybody they play.
Off of teams that don't do nothing.
What we going to see this weekend at Michigan State when they go up there and blow the doors off of Mel Tucker?
Michigan State ain't nothing. They lost to Washington. Michigan State sucks this year.
Okay. That's fine.
That
but
whole
it's still
conference,
one
bro. I'm gonna say this since we're talking about conferences. The Big Ten is not what they were cracked up to be.
No. They got three
Outside
teams.
of Penn
They got Ohio
State,
State.
Michigan, and Ohio State,
Yep.
there's nothing there.
Yep. I agree 100% with you. But Ohio, but the teams that are at the top of that conference are better than the teams that are at the top of the other conference that we're comparing it to in the Big 12. But overall depth,
Yeah.
and it's not far. It's not a far margin because Oklahoma State's right there. But to other teams, the depth-wise, Big 12 has more depth. But the Big 10, their head honchos up at the top. I mean, those boys are real. So that's the only thing.
It's a 14-team league, and they only got 3 ranked teams. Whereas you look at Big 12, which is a 10 conference team, has 4. Now, it's just like you said, they're just top heavy. They're 4, 3, and 10 as I'm looking at it for the, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. But that also means they have an easier road than the Cowboys would have. Or
absolutely. Because, I mean, the Cowboys, you've already mentioned it. You guys got some teams that's coming up on the road. You can't sleep on it. And as crappy and as down as I am on my Sooners right now, when you guys come rolling into Oklahoma for Bedlam, we're going to be a different team. Now, we're either going to be better or we're going to be worse. I'm hoping it's on the better side and we have that late season surge. The last conference, so this was another one that we had picked different. We got the USC Trojans for me, and you had the Utah Utes for you in the Pac-12.
Sticking with it.
I'm loving my pick right now. I don't know about you. I mean, I'm loving it. When do they actually start? No, I wouldn't hate yours either, but I mean, it's probably going to look a little worse after this weekend, though. Just saying.
I don't think so. I think Utah's going to win, buddy.
Hey, we're just going to see, man. We're just going to have to agree to disagree.
Here's something for you. USC. I mean, not USC, Pac-12. Guess how many ranked teams they have?
Well, you'd have UCLA. You got Oregon. The 4.
Utah, 5. USC, and Washington. They got 5 ranked teams.
Hey, man.
You see where I'm going with this?
No,
all the media bias about the Big 12 and the Pac-12 not being up to par with the.
Well, they wasn't trashing on the Big 12 like they was the Pac-12 though. The Pac-12 was like the all worst, like couldn't get any worse. So, and maybe it's just because they're over there and they haven't played each other yet, and they'll basically cannibalize themselves like they do every year. Usually, that's what happens in the Pac-12. They do that little round robin schedule just like we do over here, and somebody catches them.
But I just think they got a little. They're stronger than the Big Ten to me, man. I'm just being honest. If I'm looking at even their not ranked people, Washington State's pretty good. Oregon State gave USC all that they can handle.
So are you telling me that it goes SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, Big 10 in your rankings?
I would almost say it goes SEC, Pac-12, then Big 12.
Okay. I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, the top team, USC, I don't know, man. I got
USC, Utah's at 11, Oregon's at 12, UCLA at 18, Washington 21.
You know what would be really good? I hope this happens now. Oklahoma State go in there. If OU can't do it, go in there and beat USC in the college football playoff. Go get Lincoln. Go get Lincoln for us. Go get him. Go get him.
We'll try, man. We've had success against them the last time we played with Williams.
Because I was wanting that.
He'll torch our defense. We just got to score every time.
The first
with USC's defense, we could do it.
That's fair. I like that. So you got anything else for us tonight, man? This was a pretty good show right here.
No, this was pretty good, man. We had some fun. We talked about some big matchups. That's it. I got nothing else. House divided, people. Where you'll see an OSU guy pick OU, and you'll see the OU guy pick Texas. This is why we call it a house divided. Sign us out, bro.
That one hurt, man. We signed in, and we're gonna sign on out. It's peace. See y'all. I hope I got to eat some crow come Monday on that one.
Peace. Get you some of that super magic. Peace.